Hi. We're in the business of excavation. We're involved in construction and new development. But for us, excavation is the unlocking of ideas. It's the unlocking of the potential of culture to inform and tell stories about the uniqueness of a place. We work in London. We're now working in Sydney. We've been here for two years. We have the great honour of working with CBA on the new Australian Technology Park, so we're at the start of that cultural visioning process. We're also working in Boston and Massachusetts, looking at 3 cities, Boston, Worcester, and Springfield, and again, looking at how we unlock culture in terms of any development and city building. So Greenwich Peninsula is 150 hectares of space in London. We put culture at the heart of new thinking. Part of that was a big idea about what if we ran this peninsula. It was a P5K. 5K is the perfect run, right? So what if this running track looped around and connected all of the major assets of the site, was a place that everyone came to do the 5K. Part of that unlocking and big visioning was saying, look, you've got this energy centre, this chimney. 2 million people a year are going to pass through this. They're going to go beside it. How do they know it's an energy centre, not just another chimney? So we engaged artists to rethink what were the possibilities, to illuminate for all of those people passing by what was happening within this energy centre. So Conrad Shawcross, one of the youngest Royal Academicians in the UK, developed this incredible moiré effect. City Island, we worked with the developers again to put culture at the heart of their thinking. Part of that was to say to them, consider putting culture at the very heart, and by doing so, bring the English National Ballet to come and inhabit that space. Putting culture at the heart of both those developments increased their value by over 10% in terms of real value means, in terms of selling out the homes. Thinking of big ideas, Crossrail, when we're not just thinking about brownfield sites, we're not just thinking about residential developments, we're also thinking about the possibilities for infrastructure. Crossrail connects East and West London, and the idea here was to connect an artist to every major train station. So Mikhail Rovna, amazing Israeli artist, Louis, so we've just jumped to the illuminated river. So now we're talking about the Thames as a canvas, the Thames as a connector for liquid culture. And for this, we're working with one artist, which is Leo Villarreal, to rethink the whole experience of the Thames, to think about it as part of resonating in terms of the nighttime economy. What is the nighttime economy is as important as a daytime economy in making a place resonate. So why is the illuminated river happening? Illuminated river is happening because the mayor's office and philanthropics like the Rothschild Foundation come together to say this can be possible. And that means that that's collaboration. Collaboration is the thing that energizes our cities, makes the impossible possible. If we do not collaborate at any time, we can't reimagine the impossible. Part of that is thinking about a gallery outside of a white wall. With artists such as Team Lab, this incredible Japanese artist, they are rethinking art as a momentary experience that embraces digital technology. That is something that you are touched both physically and emotionally. We lose the opportunity and the moments to stop, to wonder, to think, whether that is outside in the street. Moments in our busy lives are to be treasured. This is an amazing team of artists who, this was for the Venice Biennial, and they worked with, although they described themselves as digital artists, they worked with the glassmakers at Murano to create these exquisite glass tubes that literally just touch at this central point. And then this amazing sequencing, almost like poetry, visual poetry, that connects them together. Random International are another design team that work with digitally led artworks and yet collaborate with dancers. So, for example, these are dancers from Wayne McGregor. Here is a piece they did for the Barbican. And this is really about trust, about sort of, would you walk into a room that is physically raining and yet believe you won't get wet? So literally, there was this bottleneck of people before they started to enter into this space. And of course, there are sensors that stop, that mean you don't get wet as you go into this space. And yet, to that barrier, that sort of, that moment of trust is quite something. And for an artwork to do that is really important. Again, it's about those moments and space. In Sydney, we've been working with 20 cultural organisations from galleries, museums, archives and libraries to imagine, if they came together as a Glam Plus alliance, what could that do to Sydney? What could that help transform by collaborating and working together on new projects, new possible ideas? How can they be more than the sum of their parts working together? How can they impact on the lives outside of the confines of their buildings? How can they be part of a cultural conversation? In Boston, again, we're looking at working with various partners, both within the cultural sector and the development sector, to look at how can we maximize the riches that we are on our doorstep that we don't often experience. We forget there's these amazing collections. We forget to go to the theatre. We're so caught up on our screens to actually go and do something together as a shared experience. Actually, we forget to do that. Talking about very last final project, this was Slipstream for Heathrow for Terminal 2. And we were asked to come into and talk to them and have a conversation. They had a problem with this vast empty space. There was no budget for art. And actually, we talked about the opportunity of having an artist rethink their space and introduce a cultural city. Slipstream is a mad idea. It is a plane that spins through and vortexes within this incredible airport. And yet, the budget, the £3 million budget for that was landscaping and cladding for the car park. But we can make the impossible happen. Thank you very much.